Hello, what is up, everybody? Another week and another AEW Dynamite recap from the Beachblasters, the greatest, most non-watched duo of AEW recappers out there. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. I had to do a double take on that on that line there. That latter part was correct,
The
but
latter
not
part is
so
correct. Well, the whole
but not
thing
so
is correct if you
transformative.
take it all together.
Yeah, that's true. Kind of like our speed run antics.
That's true.
Speed run
Yeah,
records.
that's true.
Uh,
Why don't you plug that right now, since some people might not know what the hell these speed run. You're talking about speed run records.
yeah, that's
You might
actually
as well.
we have the speed run record for River City Ransom on our YouTube channel, YouTube Mechamaniacs. You guys should check it out. There'll be some more context about what speedrun record we actually have in there. So you should just go watch the video and find out.
Yeah.
It's worth a watch.
But
And
where
like,
did you say where it's at?
yeah, YouTube Mechamaniacs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But how did you like AEW Dynamite tonight on February 24th, 2021?
50-50. It was okay.
50-50. I thought this was
Yeah.
a slightly below average show.
Yeah.
We'll get into it, but pretty much the last two matches kind of saved it from being a well below average show.
Very true.
Yeah. So, shall we just get into it?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, so our first match, we're starting off with the second greatest wrestler in the world right now, Jon Moxley, taking on Ryan Nemeth. And you want to talk about your thoughts before we get into the breakdown?
It was a match.
It was a match.
There's really no other way to put it. I mean, I get the fact that they had to push Mox in some fashion to get ready for this match with Kenny, obviously. I almost wish he didn't have a match, honestly, and he was just on a promo, in all honesty. But
Yeah, okay.
it is what it is. It's fine. It was a squash match, and you can get into the details of that. But
Yeah, so,
yeah,
I mean, this is really the problem with this AEW show, is that a lot of these matches are foregone conclusions. We don't really expect Ryan Nemeth to beat Jon Moxley at all. Even we don't even believe there's going to be some kind of shenanigans where Kenny Omega somehow comes out and screws Moxley and Nemeth gets a pin. That doesn't really happen in AEW, which means this is, like I said, this is going to be a foregone conclusion. So here are my notes for this match. Mox beat his ass. Mini comeback with the Nemeth takes a mini comeback with a jab to the throat, and he immediately gets stopped with a backdrop. And then Jon Moxley hits the low difficulty paradigm shift to win. So that's pretty much it. Not
yeah,
really a lot to talk about the match itself, but a lot to talk about in the interview after that. So Moxley is on the mic after that, and he talks about the death match coming up at Revolution. So says he's addicted to being in the ring. He's close to being oh, geez, my notes are messed up here. But he's addicted to the blood, sweat, and tears, and his soul is in this ring every night. And this is what he can't get enough of. And he says the idea of the death match is it's too attractive and it pulls him in. And if this is the end, it seems like a hell of a way to go out. And yeah, what did you think of this?
it was good. It was a good promo. I love how Max. I love how Mox is able to build up just about anything. It could be a go-kart match, and I would be like, I can't wait to watch this.
What is a go-kart match?
I don't know.
Okay.
They're just making shit up as they go along. I figured I'd make something up.
Okay. They play like
So
Mario Kart or something. I would
that'd
watch
be cool.
I would watch Moxley play Kenny Omega in Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
I'm pretty
That'd be
sure
pretty
Kenny
badass.
would wax him, but
Yeah, Kenny's pretty much the video game
but
guy,
but
right?
then
So
again, Mario Kart is known for be in eighth place,
shenanigans.
get the bullet or the spike shell, get in first place.
The lightning bolt. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're never
Oh,
really out of it in Mario
lightning
Kart.
bolt. You're going like Super Nintendo Mario Kart, huh?
No, it's still available in the newest ones.
But the lightning bolt like really like as powerful as it was back
Oh
then?
yeah, it's a game changer, man.
Because
Yeah.
I know the bullet. I forget. I think it's the Wii Mario Kart where the bullet is pretty much a instant eighth to first once you use it.
Yeah, as long as you're not being lapped, you can pretty much go from like eighth to first place with a bullet. Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember like in the old school, the Super Nintendo Lightning Mario Kart, the lightning bolt would only, even if you were in 8th place, it would only get you up to like 4th, 3rd maybe, you know.
Yeah, I guess it really depends on what spot you get it in. If you're in the top 6, you could probably get to first with the lightning bolt. Maybe 8th, maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Kind
what
of
were you
sidetracked
talking about?
there.
The go-kart
I,
match. But yeah,
the
talking about
go-kart
Mox
match.
and his interview here.
Yeah, he just builds anything, and he just he just puts that extra, kind of fire into the match beyond the fact that it's just, personal. It's like you really want to see you really want to see him perform. You really want to see the match. It's hard to really put into words, but it just gets you pumped up every time he talks about this type of stuff. You can really feel the energy coming from him, why he loves this stuff, and why you would want to see him and Kenny and anyone else really in those scenarios.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So tell me if you disagree. The match was The interview 10 out of 10 as usual from Jon Moxley.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a video package highlighting the feud between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. And if you like video packages showing you what happened in the past, then this was the AEW Dynamite for you, because we got a video package of this feud and there's more to come. So they announced that the main event tonight is Rey Fenix versus Lance Archer, and the winner gets a spot in the, what is it? The top of the ladder match, or what is it called? The Dream of the Revolution, the face of the
face of the revolution.
the face of the
right?
Revolution ladder match. And the winner, the winner will get the TNT title shot. I mean, they always got to make these like silly names up for these matches. Like, it's like, why can't it just be like the ladder match for a TNT title shot? It's got to be the Casino Battle Royal. It's it's not a battle royal. It's got to be the Diamond Dozen Ring, or like, okay, just
put a little panaz into it.
Can we watch the match, and so they showed that there was an interview last week, and there's between Lance Archer and Rey Fenix, and they say we were a killer. Lance says that the reason we were a killer tag team is because of me, and he's gonna beat up Rey Fenix, and Fenix says something in Spanish, and Archer's like, tell me what he said, and I didn't catch the interviewer's name. Did you catch his name?
Shoot, I can't think of it off the top. He's always on BTE. I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't catch his name. And then he just says, "Oh well," he said, "You were the worst partner he ever had." And Archer's like, "Oh, I'm the worst partner you ever had." And then they start brawling, and they hit the camera, and that's the end of it. So also tonight we've got. Oh, or do you have anything you want to add on this particular segment?
The only thing I will add is, at some point in the future, I don't want to see the Lucha Brothers break up, but a Phoenix Archer tag team would be awesome.
Isn't
like
that
you've
what I
mentioned
said
before.
last week?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Okay.
Just give me time to. Yeah,
All
it would be
right.
awesome. It would be an awesome tag team. It just seemed like a perfect buddy cop combo.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if it ever happens, but hopefully somebody's listening.
Hopefully. Tony. Why would Tony? Never mind. I was gonna make a joke, but I won't. I was gonna say, why is Tony Schiavone listening to this? But I know you were thinking of a different Tony.
Yes.
Yeah. So
one that's writing our paychecks.
I haven't gotten anything.
Oh.
Have you?
My paycheck. No comment.
Yeah. So anyway, we got the lineup for tonight: Britt versus Nyla Rose in the. I'm sure there's some kind of fancy name for this tournament, but I don't know it. It's for the women's title eliminator tournament. It's got to be something, right?
I don't know what it's. I honestly don't know. I was about to say the tag team eliminator tournament.
No, but it's not. Is it the?
It's the women's.
They just call it the women's
tournament
title. Okay. Yeah. We got Jake Hager versus Brandon Cutler, and we've got Hangman Page versus Isiah Kassidy, and then we got a recap video of last week with last week showing Sting got his ass beat, and now they're promoting that tonight Sting wants payback. So he's not gonna call out Team Taz this week. He's gonna look for payback, and we'll see if he gets it later on. And then they show that last week Jericho and MJF beating up the Bucks last week after their match against Santana and Ortiz, and then Jericho getting in Papa Buck's face. And they show earlier today the Bucks arriving with their parents and they take a picture of them next to the truck that I guess their equipment truck that has Nick and Matt's faces on it, and you're wondering why, like, of all the random things, right? Like, they're taking a selfie with their dad in front of the truck. There can't be a reason for that, can there? I don't know.
Foreshadowing, maybe.
Yeah. Anything else you got to say about that?
I will say you weren't kidding about the video packages. Holy shit! I'm surprised they didn't have a video package about them making video packages. This Dynamite.
Yeah.
There must have been like 7 or 8. Yeah.
I don't really want to complain because not having video packages is worse than having it, but I feel like it's kind of has to be a combo of recapping and adding in something new. Like later on in the show, there's going to be an FTR and Jurassic Express video package, and we'll talk about that then. But that was really great. Like these other ones are just recaps, and we're just showing what we already saw last week, and they don't really add anything new. But we'll get to the one that comes up later on. So we've got Brian Cage and Ricky Starks versus the Varsity Blondes. And what'd you think of this one?
This was a decent match. I didn't expect the Varsity Blondes to really, last as long as they did. I guess there's a future for them at some point. It was a fine match for what it was. It wasn't a complete squash. There was one moment that I got to say after your recap of the moves and everything, where I was like, holy shit, that looked like it hurt. And I'm surprised he was able to walk away from it. But maybe I saw the angle wrong. I don't know. I'll ask your opinion on it.
Okay. I can't help but notice that you're wearing a Nick Jackson shirt.
Yes, I am.
Oh, there's Matt on it too. Okay. Yeah. The Young Bucks. Okay. Cool.
What about you? What are you wearing there?
I've got an Adam Cole NXT shirt on. Yeah.
First time you're not wearing some Japanese promotions shirt.
Yeah. Well, I can't get presents every week. But yeah, Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah.
So Taz is on commentary, and Taz is always great on commentary. He had some killer lines. I'll let you talk about them later on because I didn't write down any of them, but I heard them, and they were all great. So Pillman starts off. He's getting the better of Starks. There was one part which I thought was pretty funny, which also goes to show you just how good Ricky Starks is. They were crisscrossing, and then Starks trips over Pillman, and he recovers by just sliding outside of the ring and then posing. Make it look like that's what they were actually trying to do. Did you notice that?
Yeah, that was so good.
I was like, Ricky Starks, man, give this guy a raise. Give him all the money. Just put Ricky Starks on all the time. And since so before the break, Cage power bombs Pillman into the post. It's like, ouch.
That's what I was talking about. Ouch. And he lands on the stairs.
Yeah.
He lands on the metal stairs, like halfway on his leg. Like, I'm surprised he didn't get pierced, honestly, off the corner of that stair. But maybe it was worse than it looked. Maybe it was worse. It looked worse than it actually was on TV, but it looked like he landed really awkwardly on that stair too. And I was like,
yeah,
but he was fine, I guess.
This is one of those. This is one of those things we were talking about last week. How if we were gonna take a power bomb from anybody, we'd pick Brian Cage because it looks like he's really strong enough to do it safely, but also at the same time, if he really wants to hurt you, he can hurt you. Yeah. This is what it kind of looked like. He was, he's kind of like, hey, Pillman, you're a young guy. You can probably take it. I'm just going to nail you into this post. He's like, okay. And he probably didn't realize how badly that was going to be. So, back from the break, lo and behold, they're still beating up Pillman. And throughout the match, Tony Schiavone keeps saying, Sting is going to get revenge. And Taz is like, yeah, whatever. Like, blah, blah, blah. I'm sick of, hearing about Sting and da-da-da. So the Blondes make a comeback. They do a dropkick powerbomb combo on Starks. That gets 2. Then we get a spear by Starks and a discus lariat by Cage. Then Brian Cage hits the drill claw and they get the win. So this is another one of those matches where it was just like, in this show, it's like, the Varsity Blondes are just not going to win. So whatever. It's the aftermath. It's the after match, not aftermath, that really that really is what's important. So Taz says, Sting, wherever you are, take notice. Darby Allin, we all know where you are, nowhere to be found. And so we get a video package of Sting driving the car, and Darby is in the body bag, and then Sting opens the body bag, and Darby emerges out of the bag with the TNT Championship, and he's okay. And then they show the Crow in the snow on the video screen, and they're all like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? Well, what's happening? And then Sting comes out, and he's dragging a body bag, and Shivani is like, who's in it? And I was like, obviously gonna be Darby, but it's not Darby. Oh shit, it's Hook. Hook is in the body bag, Taz's son, and Sting points to the rafters, and Darby zip lines down to the ring, and Sting and Darby attack, and they beat some ass, and then Stinger hits the Stinger splash and a Scorpion death drop on Cage. And I was like, fuck. Sting. He's just the best. One of the best ever. And they leave the ring, and Taz points angrily at Sting. So Taz is either gonna call out or look for revenge on Sting next week. Right?
Yeah. Probably. I don't see that going over well.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think of all of this?
I liked it. Although what would have been an awesome turn, of course, I can't see. Looking back, I can't see it happening now. Obviously, it didn't happen, but I can see why they didn't do it. Will wasn't there. Will Hobbs wasn't there. So for a split second, I was like, "Is Will Hobbs in the body bag that's being driven away by Sting?" That would be an
Why
awesome.
would Will Hobbs be in the body bag?
Because that would be an awesome.
I don't think Will Hobbs could fit in that body bag.
Yeah, probably not. But that would have been an awesome FU to Team Taz, right?
That Sting actually beat up Will Hobbs and put him in the body bag. That'd be pretty.
Or Will Hobbs was in the that would have been pretty awesome. Or Will Hobbs was in the body bag that Sting drug out. Yeah. Although it'd be very difficult for Sting to drag out Will Hobbs.
I wonder if people are gonna be like.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even think of that.
What?
Go ahead.
Say it. What are you gonna say? No, what are you gonna say?
Will was in the body bag being dragged by.
No. I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say I wonder if the internet community is gonna be up in arms over Darby ziplining, because as as everybody knows, Owen Hart tragically died in that accident. Although it wasn't zipline, it was just like a a cable,
tether, right?
A cable jump. And so I don't know. I don't know if people are gonna start getting memories of that and not happy with it. I thought of it and I was probably like, I don't know if they really should be doing this kind of thing ever again, and especially in wrestling. But it's been a long time, and I'm sure AEW took all the right precautions, so I'm not gonna go crazy and be all mad. But I was like, I don't know if they should be doing this kind of thing.
That's a good point. I thought you're right. The same thing came to my mind too, because obviously of the circumstances of what happened. And oddly enough, I just watched a video about that this morning. Stone Cold was going over what happened because he was in the back when Owen had his fatal fall. And he got notified by the staff. He was preparing for a match with Undertaker. And he's like, hey, man, Owen just died. And he was like, what the hell? Yeah. So even then, it's fresh in my mind because I just watched a video about it this morning.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's weird that they decided to go that angle. I hope it doesn't get too much blowback, but at the same time, I hope they don't do anything like that again.
Yeah, hopefully it's a one-time thing. It was cool once, and then especially if you keep doing it, it'll start losing its luster. But yeah, hopefully that was
it's too risky. It's too risky for a bit.
Yeah. So, in an update, everybody's favorite feud in AEW, Tony Schiavone is with Miro and Kip and Penelope, and they say, well, this is uncomfortable, and Miro's like, why? And Schiavone's like, yeah, because of the wedding. And so they talk about Charles and Orange fucking up the wedding, and this whole storyline takes a weird ass turn because now the storyline is that Miro wants Charles back. What? Miro wants Charles back. He says, you can come back. You were a good butler, man. You folded my clothes, you polished my weights, and it was like, what in the, he's trying to get Miro to betray Orange Cassidy because he wants Charles to come back and be his butler. It's like, Oh God. So then a note is passed to Tony, and it's in the form of a wedding invitation, I guess, and it says, "Will you wrestle us at Revolution?" Yes, no, undecided or whatever. And Miro says, this is childish, and I agree. This is stupid and a childish. And he says, be a man, Charles. Come back to me. Don't be Orange Cassidy's friend. And he eats the note and he spits it at Shivani. It's like, what the hell is this? You go.
So I don't know. You pretty much hit all the marks on what this was. I have no idea what this was from top to bottom. Um, just like you said, it's it's overstayed its welcome. And like you said, it's childish almost. It's funny that Miro said that was really childish, and then he eats the paper that it was written on. It's like, what? And I have to admit, that got the biggest laugh from me of any Dynamite in, I don't know, the last couple weeks. I laughed so hard when he just ate the paper and spit it out at Shivani.
It's just like,
It was
it
just,
was funny, but at this point
it
I
was
was like,
just so stupid.
what the hell is this storyline? Is this like serious, or is this like a joke that he wants Charles back as his butler? Is the storyline now gonna be about that? About how he wants Charles back as his butler? I don't understand. Like, why can't this just be over already? Please.
This well, if you think about it, this storyline has taken a lot of turns. It's like a bad soap opera.
It's
First it was over an arcade
no.
machine.
I mean, yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
I don't know.
And it's just a feud that keeps delivering, right? It's the gift that keeps on giving. I really
Keeps
want it to be over though,
keeps
honestly.
making me want to change the channel. To be honest.
It's got to be over after Revolution, right? Right? I hope.
I don't know. I'm thinking it's not.
One thing that worries me is that it's Chuck and Orange against Kip and Miro, right?
So then Trent
It's
will
not
come
even
back and do something.
exactly. It's not even the real best friends. It's not even Trent. Once he recovers, is this feud still going to keep going?
Oh God. I guess this is just gonna be. This is gonna be our
The
penance.
never-ending
This is
feud.
gonna be the price we have to pay to enjoy good wrestling. You gotta get this best friends versus Miro and Kip crap. So, which is sad because like it's not like we hate any of these people. Just they're crap. This is a terrible ass storyline.
Miro and Kip should name themselves the worst friends.
The worst friends. But that's like naming yourselves the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Why would you do that?
It's a brand.
Okay.
It's a statement.
Okay. But up next, we've got
Trying to get
Jake.
ahead.
Up next, we've got Jake Hager versus Ultimo Dragon. So, what did you think of this match? That was a late reaction too, by the way.
Sorry, I was looking something up. I heard Jake Hager. I'm like, who was he wrestling? Oh,
Ultimo
it was Brandon
Dragon.
Cutler. Yeah, Ultimo
I mean,
Dragon.
if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It looks like he's coming out as Ultimo Dragon, a
That's
red chicken Ultimo Dragon.
okay. uh, this was about as good as I expected to be last week.
Yeah, but
Um,
so this is just another one of those matches. Foregone conclusion. Brandon Cutler kicks his ass and gets the win.
yeah, absolutely. Wait a minute, what?
So yeah, so here are the notes. Cutler tries to use his speed against Hager. Surprise, surprise, it doesn't work. Hager hits a wheelbarrow German suplex. Cutler makes a comeback, does a couple dives. He tries one in the ring, gets a spine buster. Then he gets a running clothesline, gets a 3. So this is what I liked about this, though. This is what I really liked about this match, is that Hager didn't have to use his power slam or his arm triangle to get the win. He just beat him with a running clothesline. So I kind of like that,
Mm,
where it's like, sometimes when you're beating up scrubs, you shouldn't have to use your finishing move, right? You should just be able to win with some other move. So I kind of like that about this. But did you have anything you want to add about this match?
no, that's a good point. You're right. He didn't have to actually use his finishers. I like that it wasn't a complete squash, even though, like you said, it was a foregone conclusion that Hager was going to win. I like that Cutler was able to get in some offense at least. He's a lot better than he's given credit for. Obviously, he's kind of a joke, but I think he's maybe got a future at some point.
So, yeah. So, lo and behold, the Inner Circle come out. So, just like all these matches, the after match is what's important. The Inner Circle come out, beat the crap out of Brandon Cutler. Out come the Young Bucks. They hit super kicks on Santana Ortiz. They try to do a double super kick on Hager, but he ducks out. And then Matt gets on the mic, and he's like he's gonna cut a rap or something. He's like, "Yo, Chris Jericho, MJF," and it's like, what? But he's like, "How about you get your stupid asses down here right now?" And then Judas starts playing, but they don't come out. And then Jericho and MJF are on the video screen, and they are by the truck that the Bucks took a picture at earlier. And oh no, they have Papa Buck, and he's all bloodied up. And Jericho throws Papa Buck into the truck, and it turns Nick's face all red. And then they throw him into Matt's picture, and then his face turns all red. This is on the truck, of course. And then Jericho and MJF tell the Bucks to pick up their trash, and then they do the Young Bucks pose. Meanwhile, the Bucks are running to the back, and they chase them. And then Matt gets there, and he chases them off. He runs, and they run outside. And Jericho and MJF are in some SUV, and they're like, ah, ha, ha, and they run off. And Matt can't catch them. So, anything? What do you think about this?
Couple of points. Doesn't Papa Buck kind of look like Steven Seagal?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Um, this worked for what it was. It was weird, like you said, that Matt was kind of cutting a rap in the ring. It was kind of odd. The
Yo,
way that,
Chris Jericho.
yeah, the cadence was completely off. I was like, I don't get it. Um, and was it just me, or did you kind of get the feeling that Ortiz was just phoning in those punches on Cutler?
I didn't really notice that part.
It almost looked like he came in there and he was like fake punching him on purpose. Like he was just kind
Really?
of trying to get a reaction from the Bucks. It was odd. Like how to
No,
explain it? Like
I didn't notice that.
he wasn't really in it. Like it was actually a storyline bit. Like he's like, "Fuck this, man. I'm just collecting a paycheck. I just work here. I'm not really in it for the inner circle anymore." Like
Okay.
he's like, uh, "I
But
could be
yeah,
wrong." Yeah,
so did you like this?
it was fine.
So I didn't like this because for the most part, AEW keeps these dumbass storylines out. Like, do we really believe that Jericho and MJF beat up their dad?
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
okay, I can believe Chuck Taylor ruins Kip and Penelope's wedding because but do I really believe Jericho and MJF would beat up the Young Bucks' father?
Yeah,
The
civilian. Yeah,
the executive vice presidents of the company. Like, come on.
yeah, that's a good point.
Like, this
Yeah.
is one of those things that take you out of wrestling where it has to be like, do I believe Sting abducted and beat up Hook? Yeah. Do I believe Team Taz would abduct and put Darby in the body bag? Probably not, but it seems like, something that could happen, and they are doing it to another wrestler because Team Taz is getting fined, and they're like, whatever. So what is Tony Khan supposed to do to Jericho and MJF? Like, realistically, if they actually did beat up Papa Buck in real life, Tony Khan should fire both of them, right?
Yeah,
This
that's
is not
true.
one of those things where you should get a fine. So this just like, it's not one of those things that I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna watch AEW anymore. But I didn't really like this at all. I was just like, this. Are we really supposed to believe that they actually beat up the Young Bucks' dad? Like, come on, get real. Anyway, back from break, Papa Buck is being loaded into the ambulance, and then we get a recap video of Cody, Jade, and Shaq.
Oh boy.
I have nothing else to say about that. Do you?
No, I think we can just move on ahead.
Yeah.
I will say one thing though. It's next week. It's almost here.
It's
I
almost
can't.
finally. I feel like that at least will be resolved because I don't think
I
Shaq will be back, and finally
hopefully.
this, can we just, like, if you're gonna this Jade shit, can you just have her wrestle in matches instead of just talking shit for no reason? Like,
Yeah.
Just put her in matches
Agreed.
then. Even if she sucks, it's better than all this stupid crap of her playing basketball with Shaq. Like, whatever. Okay, we've got Isiah Kassidy versus Hangman Page. And Isiah Kassidy and Matt Hardy come out with TH2. And they have a video recap of what happened last week. So, at the beginning of the match, Hangman goes after Matt Hardy, but Matt jumps off the apron, so Isiah attacks him to start the match, and then Hangman quickly reverses it, takes control, stomps Isiah in the corner. TH2 distracts the ref so Matt can hold on to Hangman's leg, and that allows Isiah to take control. And then Silver and Reynolds come down, and they plead with Aubrey Edwards, the ref, and she throws Matt out. So we go to the commercial, and we see a commercial for Wipeout is coming, hosted by none other than John Cena. So could we possibly get a John Cena promo package to plug Wipeout on AEW Dynamite?
Stranger things have happened.
Hell
That
would
would
have.
be
We might
weird.
have to. We might have to jump on Snowpiercer because hell would have been frozen over.
Yeah.
Yep.
That would be pretty nuts.
So back from the break, Isiah Kassidy is working on Hangman's arm, and they go back and forth. Eventually, Isiah goes for the Destroyer, but Hangman counters into the Deadeye and gets the pin. So another one. Like, I didn't think this was a little more in question, but I didn't really think Hangman was gonna lose to Isiah Kassidy.
Not unless Mark Quinn was in that match too.
Yeah. What do you think
Yeah.
of this match?
It was more competitive than I thought it would be. It was good. Isiah can keep his own. I think he definitely has some potential to be a single star at some point.
Yeah.
Uh,
As a good guy, though, he's really miscast as a
Yeah.
bad guy.
yeah, they're terrible as bad guys, man. I don't know.
I wouldn't say they're
Yeah.
terrible. I just say it's just a miscast.
Hopefully this storyline's almost over too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Matt
We'll see.
Hardy's voice can be heard, but we don't know where he is, and he says he's gonna hurt the Hangman and every member of the Dark Order, and he comes back out and he throws Alan Angels off the stage through a table. Like, okay, that's it.
Yeah, he wasn't lying. He's
Yeah.
really gonna hurt every member of the Dark Order, I guess.
So then,
Although,
what?
wait, there's one other thing I want to mention. Didn't you find it odd that Aubrey Edwards just, kicked out Matt Hardy without actually seeing what happened?
No.
Oh, sometimes I don't know. I get it. Not every match can be completely consistent with one policy, but sometimes the ref will see them doing something to a wrestler,
I mean,
and
it
they won't
happens.
kick out.
It happens a
inside.
lot.
Yeah, and then other times they won't see it, and then they'll kick them out. You're out.
Yeah, it's very inconsistent. It's just whatever the hell they decide for the storyline to be that week, whether they kick them out or not. But one of those things. It's not weird. So we've got Alex Marvez, and he teleports to where Kenny is in a workshop, and it looks like, and Don Callis says they're making the Moxley Elimination Chamber, and I guess they're making the barbed wire death match. Kenny Omega is building it himself or something.
Doesn't seem right, does it?
That doesn't seem fair at all.
Yeah. It's like I can only imagine, like, he hides all these booby traps on, like, Moxley's side.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And then so that's basically it. Just we're gonna beat up Moxley in the match. Not much to it. Was good, but very, very short and not really all that newsworthy, unless you have something else to add.
No, nothing.
So they go over the women's title eliminator tournament, and the winners on the Japan side are Yuka Sakazaki and Ryo Mizunami. So they are in the finals of the Japan side. And they say and that's going to be, that match will be airing on Sunday on Bleacher Report, where they have a women's 6-man tag, and then they have Sakazaki versus Mizunami, as I just said, and Riho versus Thunder Rosa. And yeah, will you be tuning in to that on Sunday on Bleacher Report? I'm assuming it's free, but they didn't say,
Yeah.
It better be free if they want people to watch it.
I gotta look at my calendar and I'll let you know.
Yeah, but I don't. I'll look at the
Maybe
spoilers, and if Riho wins, then I'll watch it. But if Thunder Rose, I won't watch it.
maybe I'll just wait for the video package next week.
Yeah. Yeah. So here is where Dynamite starts to get good. Nyla versus Britt Baker. What did you think of this one?
This was a great match. Another great women's match to make up for, not to make up for, to keep in line with what happened last week, which was also a great
Yeah.
women's match.
So this was
This one
not to
really had me guessing. Yeah.
not to discount either of the competitors, but this was already the best match of the night by far. So far, just because you didn't know who was gonna win, you really didn't know if Nyla or Britt was gonna win. So that alone in itself made this match better than all the the previous matches on the show. But yeah, anything you want to add before I go over the action?
No.
Okay. So, it's obviously speed versus power. Nyla's got speed, Britt's got the power, and then they go at it. So, Britt, at the beginning, she goes outside, she throws a fit. She comes back, he hits a kick, but then she runs into a Samoan drop by Nyla. And Nyla says she's going to break Britt's leg again, but then Britt gets out of the way. Then Nyla does kind of like the Ultimate Warrior Gorilla Slam, but she doesn't actually lift her up. She just kind of throws her into the back. And then Britt puts Nyla's left arm in the post and goes to work. And then they go to break. And back from break, Britt suplexes Nyla into the turnbuckle. And then we are shown that during the break, Britt exposes one of the turnbuckle pads. And then Nyla goes up top. Rebel jumps on the apron. She gets a rock bottom on the apron. Somebody doesn't like Reba in this company. She takes a bunch of hard moves on the apron most of the time too. Then a neck breaker by Nyla for 2. Britt gets the glove. She walks into a choke slam. Rebel gets pushed into the turnbuckle and then gets hit by a cannonball. But then Nyla runs into the exposed turnbuckle. Britt goes for the lockjaw. Nyla reverses it into a slam for 2. Britt rolls up Nyla for 2. Super kick and another super kick. And Britt, I got to notice that Britt throws some really good super kicks. I don't know where she learned that from. But then, a crucifix bomb for 2 into the lockjaw. Nyla fights out of it. And a straight right by Nyla hits the beast bomb. But she takes a little bit of time to recover. So Britt actually kicks out of the beast bomb. And I thought that was really good. But then they do a couple reversals. And then Nyla hits a second beast bomb for the 3. So Nyla is moving on to the finals of the American side of the women's title eliminator tournament. So yeah, like you said, this was really good. Probably, I would say it's kind of either or. This or the main event would be the best match of the night. I kind of think I like this one better than the main event. But yeah, anything else you want to add to this?
That's actually a good point. I could see this being the match of the night too. There was nothing that I could think of beyond what you mentioned. I will say though that it was nuts that Britt kicked out of a beast bomb.
Yeah,
Obviously, that was not. She didn't cover her immediately, so I can kind of understand that. But the fact that anyone kicked out of a beast bomb was nuts, and I really thought she was going to win just based on that fact alone at that point. But
yeah.
up until that point, I really didn't know who was going to win. Like you said, it could have gone either way. Great match.
So
Kept
Britt
me guessing.
has improved quite a bit from the beginning of AEW. Nyla has improved leaps and bounds from when AEW first started. They're both very top notch wrestlers now. Very, very good match. And I liked it a lot. And yeah, I kind of thought Britt was gonna win because I feel like not well. Let me put it this way: if Britt won, I don't think Thunder would win because then it would be Thunder and Britt in the finals, and I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they just put that match in like a tournament,
Mm,
So I thought Britt would win, and then like Riho would win, and then that would be a new match because Nyla winning. Now it seems like Thunder is gonna win because
mm. Thunder
Nyla
against Nyla.
Nyla and Riho we've seen like 2 or 3 times now, haven't we?
Yeah, many
So
times. Yeah.
I mean they could go Nyla and Riho, but yeah, that kind of means Thunder is gonna win, and that's not gonna be a good day for me.
So I'm gonna guess if Thunder wins, you're betting on
I
Nyla.
quit. Oh, I'm gonna be Nyla Rose's biggest fan if that happens. But next week, we got FTR and Tully versus Jurassic Express. And then we get a video recap of the feud. But this one was actually good because while they're showing what has happened in the past, it's interlaced with interviews from Jungle Boy. He's saying, FTR, they had to have Tully beat us the first time we beat us. We could have won, but Tully interfered and that's how we lost. And then, FTR is talking about how, when we came to AEW, everybody wanted us to face the Young Bucks and everybody wanted us to face Kenny and Hangman, but we wanted to take on Jurassic Express, and they're explaining why. And a lot of this was focused on Tully's return to the ring. He hasn't been in a major national TV wrestling match, and they wanted, I think it was like 30 years, they said. I don't know if it's
1989.
89. I don't know if it's exactly that long, but yeah, I mean, and then they're showing old clips and old pictures of Tully and how good he was, and yeah, Tully was damn good back in the day. I hated him because he was a bad guy, and I was a little kid, and I was like, I hated all the bad guys, but Tully was damn good. And so this video package actually was really good because they had new stuff to go along with the old stuff, which I thought was very effective. And I don't know, what did you think about this?
This is a great video package. This is the kind of stuff, like you mentioned, that kind of pushes a story forward, but it also does the recap of how we got here.
Yeah,
I liked that they were able to kind of bring it all together, and you could see both sides of the argument, really, and why you should be rooting for Jurassic Express if you like good guys.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to their match. It should be a lot better. It will be interesting to see Tully Blanchard wrestling, though. I just looked it up because I wasn't 100% sure. Tully Blanchard is 67 years old.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I'm hoping he can keep up. I'm hoping
Yeah. I doubt he'll be in the ring like that much. I think he'll be kind of used sparingly. Probably when FTR is on offense, and then he'll come in, do a move or two, and then tag back out. I doubt he's gonna be like the guy getting beaten up by Jurassic Express.
Taking a choke slam from Luchasaurus.
Yeah. But next week, we have the opportunity. We have the potential for a 3-man Spike Pile Driver on Mr. Stunt, which has got me excited. It's giving me goosebumps already. I can't wait.
I had a feeling you were going to work that in somehow. So something about Marco in there.
Can't wait. So we've got the lineup for next week. Jericho and MJF will have a press conference, and they'll answer questions from the pro wrestling media on this attack on Papa Buck. Okay, so then the big, and I mean big, news of the day. Paul White, also known as The Big Show, has signed with AEW. And they announced that he's going to be announcing with Tony Schiavone on a new AEW show that's going to be premiering March 15th called Dark Elevation on their YouTube channel. And we're going to hear from Paul White next week on Dynamite. So we're going to finally have Shaq and Jade versus Cody and Red Velvet. The Dark Order will, in a 10-man tag, the Dark Order will take on Matt Hardy, Private Party, and TH2. Then we've got, Rant coming in. So
I can't wait.
This week, we've got a Face of the Revolution ladder match qualifier between Rey Fenix and Lance Archer. Awesome. And so next week, we're going to have another ladder match qualifier. And who is it? Who is it? Well, if you guessed 10 and Max Caster, then you would be correct, sir.
Glad you asked.
But what? We go from Phoenix and Lance Archer to 10 and Max Caster.
That's quite a gulf between those competitors.
I don't know. Nothing against 10 and Max Caster, but their star power at the moment of this broadcast, a little bit lower than Fenix and Lance Archer.
I'm with you 100%, man. Like, good point. Nothing against Max and 10. They're great wrestlers from what I've seen. But they're not really recognizable in any capacity compared to Fenix and Lance Archer. You
Which
know,
is another weird thing because let's say Caster wins. So also announce on Revolution there's going to be the Casino Tag Team Battle Royal. And the winner will get a shot at the AEW Championship. So if Max Caster wins this ladder match qualifier next week, does that mean the Acclaimed is not going to be in the Casino Tag Team Battle Royal?
that's what I'd have to guess. But they didn't announce all the teams for the tag team battle royale either,
Yeah,
which was kind of suspicious considering.
I mean, is he gonna double dip, or is he gonna? He's only gonna be in one, or is he gonna be in two, or what? Or is he gonna lose to 10? I don't know, man. Like, but yeah. So we've got who do we've got? We've got Cody. We've got Penta.
Scorpio.
We've got Scorpio. And now we're gonna get the winner of Lance Archer versus Fenix, which will be coming up, and then we'll have the winner of 10 versus Max Caster.
Max Caster.
I mean, we might as well throw in Ryan Nemeth in there at this rate. So, Ryan Nemeth and Mike Seidel too.
So based on those names, not Mike Seidel and Ryan Nemeth, obviously. What is the outside chance that either Max Caster or 10 is going to win this thing on Revolution? 0.0001.
It's got to be 0.
Yeah,
it's got to be 0.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. I mean, I guess they could have 10 or Max Caster win, and then Darby just beats him like nothing or so. I don't know, but
based on the competitors not going into the match, obviously with Fenix and Archer. Well, let's just say like Fenix and Archer were both in the Revolution match, just hypothetically, and it was neither Max or 10 in there. So of those 5 competitors, I would guess that Lance would probably come out on top if we count Fenix as part of that. Yeah.
Did you just spoil the main event result?
No, I didn't. That's what I'm saying. Fenix is in the Revolution too. If we don't know what the main event match is.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. If you didn't include Max and Ryan, I'm just going on the tack here, like basically.
Right. So they also mentioned that Shida will be taking on the winner of the title of the women's tournament at Revolution. Also, the street fight between Darby and Sting and Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. The AEW Tag Team title match, Young Bucks versus MJF and Chris Jericho, and of course the exploding barbed wire death match, Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley for the AEW World Title. And then up next, we've got the main event, Rey Fenix versus Lance Archer. Your thoughts on this bad boy?
This is a great match. Classic David and Goliath. Both these guys delivered. It's crazy to think how athletic, I know I keep saying it, how athletic Lance Archer is, but every week he just surprises me, Yeah. I guess for whatever reason I completely forget. Like maybe it's just a fluke. Maybe he's not always this athletic. He's crazy athletic considering how big he is. And this was a great match from start to finish.
The best part about this match is that they treated Fenix and Archer as equals. They didn't do the whole, I'm big, all your chops don't hurt me, and your super jumping springboard 360 drop kicks don't hurt me. It's just like, no, like every time Fenix did a move and it hit, Archer got hurt, and every time Archer did a move, Fenix got hurt. So that was the best part of the match for me. So quickly just going over a little bit of the action. I didn't write a lot of notes because I obviously wanted to watch the damn thing. So one of the best parts too was it's kind of early in the match. Fenix tries the handspring, and Lance just dodges and just swats him down. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
that was great. So Fenix, he goes up to the top, and then Jake tosses him off the stage. And this was interesting because I thought they were good guys now, but I guess not. So I guess Jake and Archer are still bad guys. But we go to picture-in-picture, and Archer does the classic dumb big guy mistake. He runs into the post while the little guy ducks out of the way. I was like, can this just stop? This is always how big guys lose their momentum. They charge in, and the other guy ducks out of the way, and then they run into the post, they run into the turnbuckle, they run into a chair, they run into something. It's just stupid. So back from break, they go back and forth. Fenix hits a double stomp off the top onto Archer's back, and he tries to lift Archer, but it doesn't work. And then Archer hits a release German suplex. Archer goes old school. He walks the top ropes, does his moonsault. That gets a 2. Fenix does his own tightrope walk and kicks Archer in the face. Archer hits a fisherman buster. Fenix, so this is the craziest, most spectacular, badass move of the night. Fenix hits a top rope Spanish fly on Archer. Fuck. This was great. And this was both of them. And especially noticeable because Lance Archer is actually standing on the top. He's not standing on the second rope. He's standing on the top rope. And Fenix does the Spanish fly. Go watch this if you haven't seen it. Fenix tries to pick him up. Archer grabs his mask. Archer hits the pounce. He hits a buckle bomb and a choke slam for 2. But then he hits the blackout and Archer gets a 3 count. Yeah. Anything else you want to add before we get to the post-match, which actually really wasn't that much?
No, holy shit, that top rope Spanish fly was nuts.
Yes.
I can't put it into words, some of the things these guys go through. I mean, just even a regular match is so taxing on these guys. I give them credit for just pulling it out, but this match was, nonstop action. They had a ton of stamina, and then they're able to pull off moves like this so late into the match and, do it safely, which is the biggest accomplishment for both of them. It's a huge accolade. I was like, holy crap, what are they doing? They're both on the top rope, like you said. And man, that was massive. The only thing about that I would change is I wish there was a crowd there. There was no crowd in the stands this Dynamite, unfortunately, because that would have gotten a huge pop, especially pre-COVID too. That would have been a massive. You wouldn't be able to hear the commentators, I think. Yeah.
So while the Spanish fly was the best, not the best, but the coolest, most spectacular, badass part of the match, the best part of the match actually happens after the match. At least for me. Do you know what I'm talking about? You probably don't know what I'm talking about. But do you know what I'm talking about? So after the match, Archer does the blackout. He gets the win. Archer is celebrating.
But... I know what you're talking about.
What?
You talking about when they had the camera,
yes,
camera angle over Ray Fenix?
So they have a bird's eye view of Fenix on the mat. He looks dead. He's looking up at the camera. He's looking up at the lights. He's just got his ass beat. And at that moment that they cut to Fenix, that's when everybody dies and Lance Archer's music hits. It's so perfect. He's like looking at the lights. He's like, and everybody dies. It's so good. I was like, that was awesome. I don't know if that was planned, but it was perfect. It was. I hope it was.
Even if it wasn't, it was perfect. I was like, holy shit, this is great. And like you said, the music hit at the same time.
Yeah. So at the very end of the show, Archer picks up Ray Fenix, and they do a little fist bump to end that episode of Dynamite. So Lance Archer qualifies for the Face of the Revolution ladder match.
One of these days. Well, we only got 2 more weeks to get it right.
Yeah.
1 week to get it right.
No, it is Face of the Revolution, though, right?
Face of the Revolution.
Yeah, see, I got it. What did I say earlier?
The face of the dream of the
dream of the revolution or something. I don't know. But whatever. But yeah, that's another AEW Dynamite. Nothing terrible, but the matches were pretty much skippable up until Britt and Nyla, and then Fenix and Archer. Those were 2 very good matches. You can check them out if you want. Anything you want to add before we wrap it up?
No, that's about it. Like you said, the last 2 matches kind of made up for a lot of it.
Yeah.
I think next week will probably be a little bit better, hopefully, because it's going to be building to Revolution.
Yeah.
But we'll see. One thing I will want to add for next week is the Dynamite is called the Crossroads for some reason.
I heard them say that, but is that really what the title of the show is?
Yeah.
Are they going to have Bone Thugs perform?
That's what I don't know. Like, It's the first time I've heard them refer to it as the Crossroads. Was this Dynamite?
They need to have Bone Thugs there next week then. If they don't, then it's why did you even call it Crossroads?
Well,
They should
we'll
have instead of Snoop Dogg, why isn't the Bone Thugs rapping for Cody's music? The Crossroads. Why didn't I think of this before? It's perfect. It's his move. It's the name of their song. It's awesome. That would be awesome.
Actually, yeah, you're right. I didn't think of that. The Crossroads, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe Cody will stumble on this and he'll get an idea.
Okay.
We'll see.
But yeah, so wherever you're watching this, you can give us a like, you can give us a follow, you can give us a thumbs up or down if you don't like us. But all that good stuff should be available wherever you're checking us out. And until then, thank you for watching. Be good, stay safe, and we will catch you next week for AEW Dynamite.
Thanks, guys. Take care.